Hey kids, today I bring to you an affront to God and the reason that I personally will be sent to hell when I leave this mortal realm. This is Stun 2. It's teched for the Master Duel format, as you can see by the 3 Max C, the limited floodgates, and the whack-ass Runick ratios. Basically, Runick Stun has had every piece of the deck that locks it out of special summoning. Cards like Card of Demise, Pot of Desires, they're all been hit to the point where they're not worth building around. And so, seeing that, I thought to myself, well, hey, there are a lot of really powerful cards that Runick Stun can play now, like, for example, Duality Advent. And so, with the help of ChloeAster and Reduxk, I went ahead and cooked up this beautiful thing, and after a lot of refinement, this is the list that I ended up settling on. It's very consistent, very powerful, and let me tell you, nobody wants to deal with stun, but no one wants to deal with stun when it's quick sinking into Chaos Angel and Barone, alright? So, hopefully you all enjoy, and let's hop straight into the combos. Here you can see the basic B&B for this deck. It's just a simple bread and butter combo, no real frills, just the bare minimum. Here we need Duality Advent plus any 2 Runick spells and a discard. So we're going to start things off by activating any Runick spell to special summon Hugin, and using Hugin, pitching Fate Trap, or really any card to add Runick Fountain. Here we'll tribute off the Hugin for Duality Advent, and use any other Runick to summon Munin. We'll draw 2 cards off the Fountain, and then go ahead and tribute off the Munin to search whatever floodgate we want. We'll set out all the cards that we can, and pass turn. But you won't always draw a 3 of, so we need to find a way to search it. This is where Ahrima the Wicked Warden comes in. This card is most known for being the searcher for Lair of Darkness, but it actually has another very powerful effect. If you can find a way to tribute another dark monster to activate its effect, you can search any dark monster with 2,000 or more defense from your deck to your hand. So, by adding a 3rd Runick spell into the equation, we can very easily have Ahrima act as a second copy of Advent. So we'll go Dispelling to summon out Frecky, and then summon Ahrima, tributing off the Frecky to add Advent. Second Runick spell is going to be summoning Hugin, and from here we're basically going off like before. We'll tribute off the Hugin for Duality Advent, activate Fountain, and then summon another Hugin to get our draws on turn 1. And then from there, because Ahrima is a fiend and not a beast, we can tribute it off for Advent to search a floodgate. And because we still have Hugin, during our opponent's turn, if we have Synchro Zone, we can use it to quick synchro into Chaos Angel, triggering the quick effect banish. Now, if you were paying attention to TCG, you would know that Runick Bestial really made great use of the card Duality as a way to draw a bunch of cards, use a bunch of resources, and just generally do powerful combos. And Runick Stun is more than capable of taking advantage of this card as well. Take a look. So, here we're going to activate any Runick spell to special summon out Hugin and discard any card to add Fountain. Then we'll go ahead and Duality away the Hugin for Ulvane. We'll activate Fountain, and then use any Runick spell to summon Jerry, then synchro into Coral Dragon. Any Runick spell summons Jerry once again, and then we'll get to draw our 3 cards, and then we can go ahead and synchro into either Chengyu or Baron de Fleur. We draw a card off the Coral Dragon, then Duality puts back Jerry and Hugin to draw another card. We can set our whole field, and pass turn. This is pretty insane. Even without Duality Advent, Duality gives you enough deep draw power that you should be able to find one of your 8 floodgates with relative ease. And if you have a floodgate, backing it up with a Baron de Fleur in stun is pretty good. Here's another way to use Duality that has Duality Advent as part of the setup. So let's say that we have 3 Runick spells, Duality, and Advent. We can go Droplet, summoning the Hugin, and then pitching any Runick spell to add Fountain, then tribute all the Hugin for a copy of Advent. We'll use Flashing Fire to summon Munin, and then draw our 3 cards with Fountain. And here, we're going to activate Advent to tribute off the Munin to search a copy of the Floodgate, and lock ourselves out of special summoning. In response to that, we can use the Duality to tribute off the Advent to summon Mysterion the Dragon Crown, which will then be able to interrupt our opponent. We can use Duality to redraw, and that's the turn. We get to search a floodgate, we get to draw a bunch of cards, and we get Mysterion, which isn't the best interaction, but it is still pretty strong, especially as a way to dodge imperm on a card that really loses you the game if you get imperm. You have to go super deep to activate Advent. Really, the main draw of Duality is that it lets you dodge imperm on your key cards, which are Advent and Hugin. So what you saw previously was the safe way to play that hand. Here, we're going to show you how to play it exceptionally greedy. We're going to start off with any Runick spell to summon out a copy of Hugin, and pitch another Runick spell to add Fountain. From here, we can Duality away the Hugin for an Alvain, and Flashing Fire for Jerry. Then we can go ahead and sync in a Coral Dragon, draw a card off the Jerry and the Hugin, go for Fountain, and then summon out Jerry. Now we can go ahead and draw our 3 off of Fountain, and then, because we're never punished, we hit 2 more Runick names, draw another card off the Coral Dragon after going to Burn to Fleur, then Smiting Storm for Hugin. We'll sack off the Hugin for a Pharaonic Advent, and then activate Slumber to summon a Munin. Sack off the Munin, searches a Floodgate, and now we can go ahead and set a couple and pass turn. Floodgates backed up by Baron are pretty crazy. Hopefully this helped you. If you're interested in playing Runick Stun, go for it. It's pretty damn fun, I can't even lie. But do note that this deck is expensive as fuck. We're talking like, on a new account, I had to spend over 10,000 gems to build this from scratch. It was kind of brutal. But it'll probably be easier for you, given that there are currently a lot of good bundles going on for master packs and whatnot. I don't know. It's all RNG anyway. That's about all I have to show today.